Hey guys, so we have an update um of what happened in court today, and I'm not gonna say anything because I'm just gonna let you listen. Because every time I go to talk about it, I just cry. I want to say it's been a long 9 months covering Lori, and back in May of last year when I saw her involved with Lisa. And I started watching a few of her lives here and there. There was just a bad feeling that I was getting from her. And it was mainly on the scamming tip. But as I watched and recorded and covered her, more and more things was showing itself. So I'm glad that I continued to cover her. And I'm glad that other people covered her too and took it serious. So I do want to say that, is she vile and disgusting? Yes. But in the end of the day, she's still a mother, right? And so I'm just gonna ask, don't bash her in the comments, and just kind of, don't talk about the kids in the comments either. Of course, you guys can comment, but just watch what everyone says. The girls have asked multiple times, over and over, to stay off the internet, and their mother never listened. So it's kind of time that somebody, us, give them that respect, right? So, here you go. Here's the update. One more thing. She said this morning that this court date was a good thing. It needs to happen. It's just about the school. And toted her 30 pounds of paperwork in her bag. Yeah, it did need to happen. It sure did. So, thank God that everyone worked as a team and people listened to the kids. Right? And Lori, if you're watching this, or if you see it, or if somebody wants to go and tell her, people that record and repost aren't doing it to fill their pockets, okay? And I've said it many times in my commentary that the recordings, think of them as a log of your behavior, right? But people don't listen. Sometimes people are too ignorant to take advice. They're too ignorant for their own good. And today is a victory.
The courts for hearing those girls. Andy won in court is the recap. Andy has the girls with him right now in his custody. And I gotta tell you guys, I went to sleep just like terrified that Jay was gonna have to go somewhere she didn't want to be today, and that was really fucking with my head. And I'm just so glad that finally somebody has heard her. Someone has let her have a voice. So everybody just be sending lots of good vibes. Who is that? Okay. Can you talk so I can shut up a minute?
Yeah. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I know that it's not going to be an easy road, but it's what will be the best. I know Jay at least probably feels a lot of relief, right? It's such a big deal when you finally feel validated, right? Like it wasn't all for nothing.
Absolutely. And that's what she needed, was someone to let her have a voice, to have a say in something. And I think that's maybe why I'm crying more than anything, is because so often they've been failed by the system, you know? To see them get a little bit of grace just means a lot to me.
Right. And I'm sure, I think that Jay is in a different place, but I'm sure that she feels it as well.
She's just happy. She gets to stay home, you know? She's just as happy as can be.
Right, because that is her home, right? And I think that that's something that needs to the courts recognize, right? So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's not going to be an easy thing, but it's a good thing.
Ryan is asking for a recap, please. Andy has both of the girls with him. Faith is, I spoke to her briefly. She's fine. She's in good spirits as well. Everybody on that side of everything is just in really good spirits. Andy was very vocal about he got his girls.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said to me. And I was like, he said, I got my girls. That's what he said.
I have no idea if she's been live. I've been so laser focused on, other stuff. I hadn't even focused on her. I'm sure she'll go live or she won't, but she doesn't have either one of them, and she can't just expect them to be home. She cannot call the police, all the things.
I don't know if we have any stuff up or not.
Ryan, you're up here.
I think that everybody, it's emotional, right?
I'm sure there's some type of supervise. You guys, I was so excited and broke into just tears that I didn't ask a lot of questions.
Usually in situations like this, it's temporary, Ravioli. And in situations like this, they will carve out some type of parenting time, but she might have a bit for that, because she's got to focus on fixing what the issue is. You know what I mean? And then maybe in 30 days, they'll look at parenting time.
Yeah, guys, please remember, this is just for today. This is a win for the girls for today. This is temporary.
He has them, Chrissy.
And we don't know details because somebody, she called me crying and I'm like, what?
Hey, listen, from the time I talked to Villain, I was just a little bit hysterical.
Walking on sunshine. You keep asking the same question, and we've answered the same question multiple times.
Yes, the girls went home with Andy. Yes.
I had to give Ryan an update, and I just couldn't really ask him questions because I was just so
We don't
excited.
know. We don't know about consequences or anything. These kind of cases
is a consequence to her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these cases are kept very private, and for a reason, as you would want it kept private. Correct. If it was you. So just remember, we don't know details, and what's important is those girls are safe. Right. They hopefully will be going to school, that this is a new start for them to heal and to start doing what they need to do.
Right.
Yes. I believe he's going to start getting them into, I believe there's going to be some there. Andy's going to do what he needs to do to get the girls in a good mindset. That's going to be a little harder with the younger one. But I think Andy's up for the challenge. And I think that it will, with a little bit of structure and some guidance, I think that, and the availability to not run back over there and play two homes against the middle is really going to give Andy what he needs to foster that structure.
Yes, I agree.
Guys, please remember, this also wasn't the guardianship case. This was Lori's neglect case. DCFS contacted Andy last night and asked him to be there. There is a reason that he was asked to be there. And I don't say that Andy or Lori won or lost. I'm saying that the girls won for today. They won for today.
I agree with that. The girls won. The girls were heard.
Yes.
It wasn't about what Lori wanted. It wasn't about what Andy wanted. It was about, those girls were heard in court today. They talked to them. They were heard. And that's all Jay has asked for from the beginning.
It's a good thing. I think that they knew, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the judge and CPS were very well aware when they went to court on
Hold on one
Monday.
second.
I'm pretty sure that they knew that she had a court date on Wednesday, so they just pushed it a bit.
I agree. I think that the reschedule and the set over, I think that there was reasons behind this, and those asking for a recap. Lori had her neglect case today, and Andy has both of the girls for now.
Yes, he could deal with the schools regularly. And I think that that's another thing that people need to recognize is that like guardianship typically just means that you have legal rights to make decisions regarding the girls.
Right. He can do the doctor's appointments now and be involved with the medication and actually know what's going on with that.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, right. Yep. We appreciate you doing that.
No, the girls don't need anything. They're good as far as I know. Andy he's got everything under control there.
And also this will enable Andy to be able to receive some actual resources that he's entitled to, some legit resources.
Mm-hmm.
When I called him, he said, I was like, what's going on? He's like, why are you crying? And I was like, what's happening? And he said, I was like, are you okay? Where are the kids? Where's Jay? And he was like, I have my girls. And I just exploded into, so I should have asked questions, but I want him to tell his own story as well. I just wanted you guys to know, I know people are on pins and needles and the girls were heard. That's the most important thing is that the girls were heard, and Jay gets to sleep in her bed tonight. That makes me
The girls won today. Yes.
Right. The girls.
And guys, please remember, there's so much trauma. I know there are people that legit care, and I'm positive that 99.9% of the 218 people in this room have legit cares about those girls. But we got to remember the extreme trauma these girls have been through, extreme and horrific. And some things are just better left private and unsaid.
Not on a Facebook status.
Correct. Correct. And we're not going to do that just because we have inside look into it. We won't do that either. So
we want to try to keep everything from here on out, as private as possible for the girls. That's what they're asking for is privacy.
Right. They've been begging. I mean, I've heard them straight beg her to stop.
Right.
So.
Yes. School.
Now they can get on a routine, and that's what they need more than anything. And Andy is an early riser, goes to bed at a normal hour.
And this isn't going to be all unicorns and cakewalk for him. I mean, that he's about to be in for some real hard times. And I hope that the people that are saying they really support him and want to be there for them are here.
So I don't know if we'll see her live today. I highly doubt she goes live. But Lori, I just want to send this message to you that you were right this morning before court when you said this is a good thing. You were right.
And I, God knows, right? God knows as much as we know. God knows more of what those girls have gone through.
And today was their day to be heard.
That's right.
And that's I don't care what news I get for the rest of the month. That's going to be the best news for the month for me because people have worked endlessly to be able to help make sure this happens.
I don't cry easy, and I'm over here crying happy tears.
Yeah, me too. I was trying to tell Bill, like, I'm sorry. I'm just and it was a different kind of emotion. Because that's what they need is to be at home with someone who loves them and cares about them and is able to parent them in a way that is healthy for them.
Yesterday in Billings Live, I said I was afraid for them. And that was a deep-rooted fear. Mm-hmm. And today, it's gone. Just for today.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for them. And I know that they're salty, I heard. I did hear that he said that this was just temporary. It wouldn't last long. It's lasted 15 years, you asshole.
Facts.
15 years so far. We don't have 15 more in the game of them being kids, you idiot. You have went the majority of their life not participating.
Yeah, he pissed me off yesterday.
I couldn't find that post quick enough.
Yeah, he made me upset.
I'm wondering if where Laurie has collected all these state benefits, if Benny might be on a payment plan with them.
Baby Blue Eyes, he was at court today. I can confirm that he was not at court last time. I don't care what Lori says. We were there, and we never seen him.
So I'm so excited to ask Andy what's for dinner, because they'll have a family dinner.
Steak, girl, steak.
I'm glad that I also it's so hard for me because I really do think that that Benny, that I sent you the message I sent, right, Psycobunny? I think that he's just believing Lori's bullshit. I don't think there's any truth or validity to that, and I think that it's horrific to blame somebody for something like that publicly without. I don't know.
My thing is, if you believe, here's the parent that I am of a child that I didn't birth. If I would have gotten that message, I would have walked my ass across the alley over to the next block and beat the shit out of somebody, not caring about the consequences.
Facts.
But instead, he made a cute little post. And really, sir, I mean, that shows your character right there. You've never been a parent. You don't know how to be a parent. There are children that you can't be around today. You don't have
Legitimately.
Yeah. Nikki, that's actually coincidentally how I got involved, was that exact clip. It triggered the little girl inside, or the teenage girl inside of me that nobody protected.
Name, and I've been invested this entire time. And the people who have helped on the back end, making sure that
Sperm donor,
was needed, as far as evidence was done, or anybody that backed Andy, like, I'm forever indebted to you women because you made a strong case.
And we are forever indebted to you for the happiness you brought to those girls and the structure that you showed them what a woman should be like.
Right.
So thank you to you.
Hey, breaking news said not just women.
Oh, sorry about that. I keep forgetting that Andy's not the only dude in the group.
It's seldom, but they're around.
It is rare, isn't it? So to the gentlemen as well who participated, thank you so much, because this community rallying behind him and being a support system for him and those girls had really made a difference.
Anyone can be a father. It takes someone special to be a dad.
Facts.
Absolutely.
And they got a damn good dad.
Especially like they're not even his birth kids. You know, like women that don't have the dad in the picture would be ecstatic for that. And she just tramples on it. It just proves the human being
Do you know
that
how
she
many
is.
women look for that, are desperate for that?
Right.
Put their children in bad situations looking for that?
Right. It's crazy to me.
When I was able to sit in the car, I pulled up in my driveway and I got out and I told Andy, I want to thank you for stepping up for children that are not biologically yours. And he said, they're mine.
Yeah.
Like,
He doesn't see it that way.
He does not. And I don't see my son that way. I've convinced myself I birthed him and was asleep the first 10 years, you know?
Right. I get
You
it.
do that. You don't take care of something that long and not have a bond and love it and nurture it. That's
Absolutely.
what happens. But Lori doesn't have that because they've never been nothing more than game pieces to her.
Amen.
Yep. Pawns. A recap, guys. Lori had her neglect hearing today, and Andy was asked last night by DCFS to attend, and he has the girls for today. He has both girls for today.
Temporarily.
And then we have the hearing in April.
Yep.
So is that until April? Or
We don't know.
is there?
There's no way to tell, really.
They're
It
gonna
really,
look at that
honestly,
case.
it depends on Lori because a parenting plan would have been put in place just like Lisa, right? And we'll see what she does or how important it is to her.
Guys, when I
wonder-
say for today, I'm
progress
sorry.
at the
I
end of
mean,
the-
it's temporarily. I don't want people to be like,
Right.
oh, Andy has the girls, it's done and over.
Correct.
I'm just saying for today because
It is not done.
Right. Yeah. There we go.
Because of the severe neglect of her being on TikTok and basically not parenting them, is she going to have visitation with them?
I don't know that right now. I did ask Psycobunny, and we'll find out.
Psychobunny's a flake, so we don't have like details.
Psychobunny, you've done more than I can imagine.
Yeah.
To
Beans,
be there for
I mean it's temporary. Temporary. I just mean it's not permanent. It's not just for today. I apologize. I'm just saying it's temporary. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, but
I think they will take the next court date that they all have when they go to that court date. I think they're going to look at the progress of the girls since the placement with Andy versus what it was with Lori. And that's going to also be bad for her.
It's going to be a huge factor, 100%.
Yes, because they will see they're thriving. They will see progress. And that's literally all they need. It'll speak for itself, you know?
Absolutely. And I think that she may start with supervised visitation. That's a real thing.
I think if Andy goes live tonight, we should just flood his chat with so much love and not questions.
Right. Yeah, guys, don't. Obviously, he'll address it, but like no invasive questions, you know?
He may get mad
Celebrate
at me for this,
the
but I'm
victory.
going to say it anyways. I messaged him last night when we got off the phone and just pep talking, you know, I'm proud of you. You're doing the right thing. And he said, well, I don't know for what, but thank you. And we had a talk. And he said, sometimes people ask me questions that I don't want to talk about it. So I don't know what to say. And I
That
said,
girl
well,
in the box last night, I could
Just
see
kind
you
of-
sweating. I could
said,
see you
just
sweating.
kind of- yeah, I was like, get me my.
Ignore things.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
you
So
see it and you just pass it by.
Right.
Move on
So
to the next.
girls, guys, the girls don't want to be talked about. They don't want to.
Per their request.
And
Correct.
Respect them.
that's what I was just jumping in to say. And, if I'm wrong, please tell me. But here is the update. Please, if you want to pass it around, but the girls are with him for today. But I've seen some questions in the chat. Well, how's Faith? Faith, it has to go to. Maybe let's not let people talk about the girls because I'm sorry, I'm emotional. I'm like happy tears.
You're good.
It doesn't matter if Faith goes to school. That's none of our business.
Like I said, respect the girls. Cheer on Andy. Give him the support. Let him know how happy we are. Don't
Is that
ask
my
him
gingerbread
questions.
husband? Is that my gingerbread husband?
Baby, say hi.
I'm going to bite his arm.
Oh, I said, come here. It's a green screen. They won't see.
Hi, gingerbread hubby.
Hello.
I didn't even get to tell him yet. Chris Andy got the girls. Both of them are at his house right now.
Yep. And guys, like I said a little bit ago when there was less people in here, I'm convinced that 99.9% of the 200 to 300 people that are here for the right reasons and really truly care about the girls. But we need to give them their privacy and their space. This is about healing. This is about a new life. And it's going to be hard on them. It's going to be hard on Andy. This is going to be a difficult, transition.
I do real quick want to say I understand that the majority of the time that people were speaking on situations like why is this kid up at 3:30 a.m. why is she not in school, a lot of that is not going to be a factor, so it should just be left.
Now it's
please
time
in
for
this
Andy
chat.
to parent.
Let's please not, I'm not trying to run his chat, guys, but I'm saying please don't come in and say, well, how did Lori take it? Or we know how Lori took it, right? We all can imagine how.
Respect boundaries.
Yes, and Andy's not good with, he wants to address everyone in the chat. He wants to answer all the questions, but if he gets made to feel uncomfortable, he doesn't know how to respond to that. And then people keep asking the same thing, and he's just
Comes with practice.
Ignore it, guys. Please don't ask him questions that have to do with Lori. He's uncomfortable with talking about her. He doesn't like it.
Are going into his chat. When you start seeing it, start spamming the chat with to deflect those questions. Ask him what's for supper. Ask him what movie he's watching. Anything, just so those comments go flying by and he doesn't see them.
Mickey Mouse fan, thank you so much for you played a huge part in this. I appreciate you immensely. People don't know, and you played a huge part, as well as Nookie. So thank you very much, Snarkers.
Snarkers, thank you. Yes, absolutely.
And there's a lot of people on the back end that send things places. There's a lot of people that just wanted those girls to be safe.
But once I can actually say it takes a village, and TikTok created a village for Andy.
Absolutely, you guys did. The community that rallied behind him was just amazing. You guys have done so much, and I'm so grateful to all of you for what you've done for these girls to have a voice.
And I see people asking about if they can help with the girls, and I think that that's an awesome offer. But at this point, Andy is going to be eligible for legit resources. And I think that people sending him things or wish lists, as we know, that just creates more controversy, and I don't think that's needed, but that's up to, him. But that's my opinion.
No, I don't think he wants. Right now, he's really got to prove that he can do this on his own.
That's true
with the resources that they've given him and what he does with his business that he can provide for them on his own. That's imperative that he show that.
Yeah, and I'm local enough that I can give him local resources if he has questions. But a lot of you that run the YouTube channels, I just want to say you guys played an immense part in this, and you don't even realize it. And I thank you all.
Yeah,
I'm crying again.
It's a good day to cry. This is a good reason to cry here.
And this is why we support people and go to bat for people like we have so hard with Nookie and the false claims that somebody is making against him, because we know these people. We know them. Mickey Mouse fan, Nookie, Kai, we know them, and we know that that's not who they are. So,
We're a small dysfunctional family of TikTok friends.
Yes, we are.
we're all right, aren't we?
They play a much bigger role than people think, right? Because that's where people go when we need things, right? We go to those replay channels to pull the things that we need. They are huge parts in what goes on around here.
Do you want to answer what happened with Kit Kat story?
Kit Kat tried to have a conversation with Lori about things. Kit Kat was going to, she said she would speak to CPS, and Lori was adamant about her not speaking to CPS. And I think that was kind of a red flag, because why would you not want the help? To be honest, y'all, Kit Kat, she's ill, right? And she also was just diagnosed with pneumonia and COVID. And the last thing that she needs is to be tied up on internet drama, right? So just give her some time. She did come to me and she gave me a really heartfelt apology and said that she had the wrong idea of what it is that I do. And she was grateful that I was sending voice memos and not texts, because things could be misconstrued. So she was very adamant that she never gave Lori $1. And I think that she will do the rest on her own time. I know I told her last night, I said my DMs were full of people asking me what was going on. And I do think that because I see it so much, y'all, where people just block out what we say and they ride for the person that it's the wrong person to ride for. And then they wind up seeing and they always come around. And it's odd that we had that conversation yesterday in my live, and then I had that conversation with her after, but that's exactly how it goes. And so she will discuss more when she wants to. But I know that people were curious.
Again, we will respect her boundaries.
Yep, and I do want to reiterate, she was mainly watching one page and being told it's all lies.
Correct.
She was starting to see the same lives on several pages, and she thought all of these pages can't be lying.
Right.
And that was one thing, too, is that she wasn't seeing the whole picture. And once she finally was presented with that whole picture, she looked at it differently.
Correct. I guess Lori really likes to use the videos that edited. That's fallible, Lori, just so you know. There's holes in that, because people can always go and look at the real one, right?
So how are you going to celebrate today, Miss Bunny?
I'm just listen. I'm just on cloud nine. I don't know. I don't know what to do with myself right now. I'd like to catch a plane, but I can't do that. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
Hey,
I'm
if you
really,
need me
really
to, my
excited.
car's running. If I have to get up there, I got my car running last night. So if I have to go do anything, you get a hold of me.
I'm super excited, you guys. Those girls. That's the best news that you can hear as a trauma survivor yourself. That makes me feel better to know that somebody was heard. You know what I mean? That puts a little faith back in the system for me.
Villain, did you mean ammonia?
You're right. My bad. My bad. I apologize.
Guys, please don't go razz Lori. She is obviously somewhere licking her wounds.
Yeah,
This
please
is
don't
all
do that.
self-inflicted. We understand that, but we are.
she's gonna show out bad.
She's gonna blame us. Let's be real.
We don't
Don't
do that.
scoop to her level.
We're scooping, guys.
Villain, everybody's asking for a recap. Can you do one more recap, please?
The recap is that the girls were, Andy was granted temporary guardianship of the girls, and we just ask that people take it easy, right? Don't and remember that it's going to be an adjustment for the girls, well, for one of them, right? So try not to push him. Try not to be asking intrusive questions, because the girls have asked, let's be honest, for a really long time for that shit to be left off the internet, right? Andy will abide by that.
And guys, whatever you do, please don't message Andy and tell him what he needs to do. Hey, Raggedy, or what he should be doing.
He's got resources.
He does. He does have resources, and he gets irritated with people telling him, and that's why he doesn't check a lot of his messages. So,
And he doesn't have placenta in the diaphragm in drawer 56 resources. He has legit resources.
Right, but
And guys, at the end of the day, we know he's reactive. We do still need to watch how we approach him,
Yes.
because we've got to protect his peace too.
correct. Also, I just do I do it? Yeah, Lori, I think it might be time for a 302, babe.
they probably qualify.
Yikes.
Call it a wellness check. I'm just
Sorry.
do that, everybody.
Sorry, I just needed to get one shot out there.
Shock face.
Put the dog's water down.
Listen, I had a legit shocked face on today when I talked to Bill, and I almost wrecked into my own gate.
No,
I got a friend request to make a butterfly a few hours ago. I didn't accept it, but I thought that was just kind of strange. And then I got a message about this, so I wonder what's
they're
going
all
on.
they're all gonna come back and apologize.
When I was talking to Psycobunny earlier, she was yelling at a cop, either to pull me the F over or get out of my way.
He was just babysitting my Hellcat, and I'm like, sir, I'm obviously not going to speak for you. I need you to make a move. I've got to go.
Oh, see, I would have gone the other way and just hit the gas and let him pull me over.
My driving has been erratic today. I got on the phone with Villain, and I think I forgot I was driving for a second.
Black-hearted, what's your question? I missed your question.
I thought I just answered it.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
okay.
And Amber, I want to tell you, Indiana didn't have a choice. We didn't let them have a choice. We told them everything.
And guys, just remember, there's a process. There's a process. There's a process with DCF. There's a process with animal control. It's not always cut and dry, guys. And these agencies are under extreme scrutiny at this point.
We're going to celebrate the victories as they come.
Amen.
And this is huge. We don't hound Andy. We don't specifically ask about the girls because it's none of our business. They're on their healing journey. That's all you need to know.
They're supposed to be coming over today at 2:00 to give Andy all the rights to the paperwork that he can take him to the doctor. He can take him to everything at school. He can't be removed from any paperwork. Like Lori can't take him off the paperwork at the school. He actually could remove her at this point, but we won't.
Yes.
But he is in there black-hearted where he can do all of it legally. CPS is supporting him 100% if he is the safety plan here.
They'll give him a lot of resources. They did when I got my foster kids. Anything that is disposable now.
Yep.
Psychobunny, so we all know that Andy does what Andy wants, but maybe reiterate with him the rule of having no one in the box with him, because the girls, both girls are in the house now and they hear everything.
Blackhearted, I love you. I will try to It's hard though, because sometimes, like when there's a fire, Jay wants to know. So if he doesn't tell her, which half the time he don't, I'll message her and be like, Dad has a fire. And she'll be like, okay, thank you. And she'll come out. I think she, I don't know. I think a little bit of that interaction out of the house, that's good for Jay. She is a little bit of a
I agree.
She is a tiny bit of a hermit, and I think that coming out of the house and getting that little bit of fresh air and hanging out at the fire with her dad, she kind of wants to be in on that family time too. But her actions online are a complete opposite of, and I can assure you the behaviors that she was doing over at Lori's house will not fly at Andy's.
Correct.
And the youngest child knows that. That's why that behavior is not displayed there.
Amen. I also think that I think that we got to remember that she's going to be looking for anything, right, y'all? We thought that she was reacting, trying to get him to poke before the court dates.
Yeah.
She's going to be even worse now. So we have to keep that in mind and not try to mitigate. Like, we have to try to mitigate that, right? If you see somebody talking shit on Reddit or saying something, don't send it to him.
Please don't send it to him.
Right.
If
Trust
you guys
me,
feel you need to send it to somebody, send it to me or Ryan. And if it's something that we need to present to DCS, we will forward it over.
Yes, and believe it or not, people are constantly sending me shit, Psycobunny shit. So we all kind of have like this contact, and so we don't want to trigger him, right? Because she is going to be desperate. And I need to stress the importance of, if they remove those girls from there, they are not going somewhere good.
Right.
And that is the most important part.
And please, people, if you're friends with Andy, protect him.
Correct.
Accounts can be made. She could go in and try to trigger him.
Yep.
Let's circle the wagons and protect him. Let his chat with bullshit if you have to.
Is protecting him from himself sometimes is something I've learned. And you can't always be reactive yourself and send him this and be like, this is being said about you. Because then, without saying a word to you, you'll just see a video come across your FYP that he's made that you have to go report and try to get taken down. You know how bad that sucks for me? I'm like, Andy, what are you doing? So
that
just
was
send
terrible.
it to him. Send it to somebody on the back end. We share information between our little circle. So if it's needed to be, seen, somebody will get it. Other than that, they're going to try to fire him up at every turn. Vinny's going to
every turn.
There's going to be posts on Vinny's Facebook. That Lori's going to be on here just wilding out, trying to get a response because they know that's what they need against him.
Yep. Yes.
And Andy is protecting the girls.
And as much as Andy's protecting the girls, us, our dysfunctional TikTok family, are going to protect Andy. Circle your wagons, people.
Mm-hmm. And guys, I do expect that we're going to see more of Benny popping on here because there's a scene going on. If you see him, please don't interact.
No, absolutely not.
Missy, I think that's the most important part, right? Is that they've been exploited for so long. Let's reel it back, right? Let them have what they should have had all along, right?
Yeah.
A childhood.
Privacy and boundaries.
Some peace, not having to worry about where a meal's coming from.
Right.
A warm bed every night, the same bed every night.
Being able to sleep alone.
And that kind of independence being fostered in the girls, that's a big key right now. And he knows he's got a lot of hurdles to go through.
This is a huge win, though. Listen, this is huge. He is not the biological parent, first. Secondly, it is a huge win. So we just got to keep it there, right? Let Lori spiral out. Let her, right? Because that ultimately, I've been telling Psycobunny for what? A month now. Let her do what she's going to do. It all is going to go against her, right? Let her do it.
Because I too am reactive and I want to message her and say, crazy shit too.
I get it.
And I know she can use that against me because of my affiliation with Andy. So I try not to. Dylan actually stopped me yesterday from it because that Facebook post had me hot.
Right.
She is trying, and she's going to try it she's going to make fake accounts and try to friend people for info. Be careful who you're talking to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, well, the good part about that is that there's a very select few of us that know all of the info.
All the information. Right. People are worried about Nana. And you guys, she's not going to get any more information than any other person gets in the chat. We
Right.
just don't
I mean,
have
I'm no
that.
newbie. I'm not just giving information away for free, you know?
Right. So yeah, I get it, but I just want people to realize that asking him questions in his chat about Lori frustrates him. And he doesn't like being asked about her. I think
Right.
that's a part of his life he would really like to forget about.
Amen. And do you blame him? Like, let's be real here. Do you blame him? Because
If it wasn't
I
for the
couldn't
girls,
tolerate
he
that for
probably
a
wouldn't-
day.
He wouldn't
Let
have
alone-
any
It's more of a
interaction with her.
nightmare for him after they're split than with.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine.
Imagine that.
It hit me when he said last night, I've had more stress in the last year. And I could see it in his face. And I just wanted to like hug him, knowing that what today was.
It's already done, Brody Lover. Listen, we tried that months ago, filtering words in the chat.
Man, now they say you're X. So I went in last night and filtered X. Like, come on, guys. I've almost had to filter the word and.
It's been crazy.
Yeah, we filtered everything that we can. We try to keep, but where we're at now is that the girls are asking for privacy. They're teenagers. You remember how hard that was with other peers? I mean, it's difficult. It's rough.
Amen.
Can we add
if
their
we're going-
names to the filtered group?
It's already there.
Yeah, they're there.
All right. How about girls?
Asked why Andy
Yep,
doesn't
girls
take a
is there.
break. And the thing is that that's his choice. Just because he chooses not to take a break, we have to handle how we respond and how we
Right.
interact.
And Andy very much so loves his group of people. He doesn't like letting people down and not being on there and having that nightly chat. It's become something he's accustomed to, and he's found a little group there of friends, and he is comfortable in that, and people look forward to it. So he wants to keep doing that, but he would like to keep the girls and Lori out of the chat. We all know right now that the girls have been heard and they're with him, and that's all we need to know. We don't need the details. We just need to know that that's where it's at, and everybody needs privacy in the situation.
I love how he reads every single line of his chat and he addresses every
Try modding
person.
for him then. I mean,
It's a blessing and a curse to do that, though, because listen, what people don't really understand is there is a lot of you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right?
amen.
So you're never going to please everybody. So you have to decide which route you take. And if a comment, maybe that's something Psychobunny could talk to him about, is if a comment is something he doesn't want to answer, just leave it alone and say, I'm not talking about it. Move on.
He's
Yeah.
got such a temper. I get so worried that someone's going to set him off and he's just going to go off. And I don't want that for him.
Christy,
I agree.
everybody in this box has that.
He's gotten
those
better.
feelings.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, I think, and I've said this before, I think that text message situation where he did react on camera, I think that was a huge learning issue for him, right? Because I think that at that point, he saw that, oh shit, she's really willing to do anything, right? So listen to me, Lori, before the court date on Monday, for at least 3 weeks, she was doing everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything to get that man to react. And I would go to Psychobunny and say, he cannot react. He has to stay calm. He can't do, and he did really well. And there were times that I was like, oh man, here we go. Like he has to keep it off camera. Right. And he did well. He did well. So
He has been doing extremely
absolutely.
well. Even last night, extremely well.
I think that he knows now that she's just doing this because she knows that without getting him to act out, she's got nothing and she looks awful. Right?
Powerless.
Absolutely. So she has been trying to poke and pick and poke and pick and poke and pick. And he knows now that he has to, that she's doing it for a reason. Right?
Andy unfortunately learned the art of gray rocking without even realizing it.
Absolutely.
Black-hearted. I think that he, what'd you just say? I think he has a different perspective as well. When I talk to him, I'm in tears. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, what's the matter with you? And he just, he was like happy as a lark. He's in a really good headspace right now.
I'm sure.
And he's a man's man, if
Him
that makes
being
sense.
heard, and somebody said something at court because Andy said that he said, I don't know what you're talking about, but I've been in their life since Faith was 4 months old. He said, I am. And he said that he told the judge he is the father. He has been the father. If Lori needed something, she called him, not Benny. He said, it has been me.
Yeah. When he messaged me and he said, I got my girls, like, that said it all, right? Like, they're his. They are his. And in at least maybe for Jay, 100%, she is his.
You will never tell that kid otherwise.
Mm-mm.
She's daddy's little girl.
Right.
She idolizes him.
And as much as she needs Andy, he needed her too.
He does need her. He needs both of those kids.
Mm-hmm.
He needs both of those kids. They all need each. I think that's why they were placing each other's paths when they were. Life has a funny way of putting people.
It sure does.
You're needed. It's happened to me with children who have needed moms. I raised 3 that are not biologically mine, but I would die for every one of those children right now.
And I believe that. And Psycobunny, I really hope that you know that you are a godsend to those girls.
Thank you, villain. They were a godsend.
You saw it in their faces when you guys were out in the snow. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
They're fun, and they just want to be loved by a woman the right way. That's all they want.
I think that it's more than that. I think that you show them what a woman should be, right? How you should behave, how you should, and that's really important for them, especially at this developmental age when they've never had that. Like, let's be real.
And I'm not blowing smoke up your butt there, Psycobunny, but you came in with style, grace, elegance, intelligence.
Yep.
And it was the whole package of
And the
what
fact that
a mom should be.
They're stepping in as the significant other to him. You were a friend putting on that role for them.
Right.
Says a huge volume for everybody.
Role model.
I want to be somebody that in a few years when they're not living at home and they're like, hey, I have a life decision to make here and I'm not sure. What do you think I should do? That they know, let me just run this past Jen and see what she thinks. Or there's always going to be somebody in your corner, whether you see me here all the time or not. I'm here. And if you need me, I will surface. No problem.
You're the type of role model every girl needed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks. You know what I did? I did the opposite of what I was taught. I did I do what I would have wanted. Do you know what I mean? But either way, just so you guys know, don't toot my horn. That makes me uncomfortable.
All right, you asked.
Super excited about Jay and Faith getting to be at home tonight and be comfortable. They're not going to be in a stranger's house wondering where their lives go from here. It's a scary, scary road in foster care. Mm-hmm. I was watching a girl on this TikTok the other day. I don't know if anyone knows her, but her name she goes by HEL, and she's trying to get back to Slab City in California, if you know about that. The woman is hitchhiking, and people asked her, where's your family? How'd you get in this situation? And she said, well, I was a foster kid, and if you know anything about aging out of the system. And that shit broke me, because that's what happens to a lot of them. They're just put on the street.
Yeah.
See, we have a program here, and it used to be called the Plumber Home for Boys. Now it's like the Plumber Initiative, that they take 18 to 22 years old people and they put them in like micro apartments on their property and teach them from 18 to 22 how to live.
It's really unfortunate how the system regarding foster care, CPS is broken, right? So it's unfortunate, but today we can celebrate that they got it right. It's been y'all, think about what we've seen in the last year, right? That has been 15 years for those girls. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but today somebody got it right.
Yeah, today somebody took the time to hear those kids, and that just gives me a little bit of hope that, you know, it's not completely broken. If you have the right, if you just do it the right way and you keep going. I know everybody expected CPS to just get a call and walk in and just pack the kids up, but they have to build a case. They have to have substantial evidence to do the things they do.
And they had plenty of evidence. They had it all.
I need everyone to know that the file that I have seen that has been put together,
impeccable.
what is that shit? Where do you're a detective or you
It was impeccable.
Dylan, is that the cleanest shit you've ever seen?
I'm telling you, when I opened it, I thought that I expected to have to like go through it and match this to this and this to this. I opened it and I was like, whoa.
Girl,
this
me
is
too. I was
perfect.
like, oh my gosh.
Who would have known that a felon put that
It
together?
was perfect.
Bullet points, I guess.
Amazing. Yeah. I'm so impressed, Ryan.
Right. I was like, holy shit, she really covered all the bases. Everything was labeled appropriately. And then I was like, and then I was confused because I was like, so can this file just be handed over to CPS? Because I wasn't sure, but it was impeccable work.
I was laughing because Dylan was like asking about putting stuff together, and I was like, you should see Ryan's stuff. So
oh my goodness.
Ryan had it outlined.
Facts.
This isn't my first rodeo. I've been friends with a certain somebody down in the bottom box for 5 years. We're celebrating our 5-year friendiversary coming up. I learned from the best. What I didn't know before, I learned from the best.
Talking to you on the phone, like having these discussions and getting everything together. You've never led us to know, like, you were that detailed. I mean, he could have walked into court and had a written book and knew exactly what page to go to because of you.
It was amazing.
When I say move in silence,
Amen.
The value behind that is you couldn't. I don't care if I have a small following. I have a legit following, and I'm fine with being in the background. I will always be fine with that being that person because I'm here for the right reasons and I move with a purpose. So.
Well, your moving with the purpose showed through that file, and I am so grateful for you because that can not only be used for now, but for 4 more years. You know, that is gold. That's a gold mine.
Actually, I mean, the rest of the kids' life, if they ever have questions, they can go back and see things because of what she did.
Absolutely. Everything. I couldn't believe it, Ryan. You're a badass. I mean, I can't praise you enough on that.
Well, thanks, guys, but
I know you're being humble, but
I am.
You need to pat yourself on the back.
I'm uncomfortable.
I know that's how they made me feel a second ago, but I'm proud of everybody that helped, and I'm so grateful. And that's even people that were just helping support Andy in the chat. You got this, man. People that came in the night before the last court date. Flowers said on there, you know, I come in peace. I'm just here to wish because they didn't have good terms. It's really cool, though, that people came in just to throw a little bit of support in there.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot because people can put their differences aside and keep focused on the bigger goal. I do want to say, I see people in the chat saying, did she lose? I just want to be clear. The girls won, right?
Thank you, Bill. And that's exactly what I was going to say.
It sucks that this is where that it's looked at that way, but hopefully she takes the time to reflect on the damage that she has caused because we didn't get here overnight, right? The girls won.
This is also a fresh start for Lori if she utilized it.
Amen.
And worked with the system to reprogram herself to actually become a better mother, become a little maternal even.
Right.
They would work with her on those. They would give her I mean, I'm sure she's going to have to do the parenting classes and all that now anyway, but if she would turn over the new leaf and say, this is going to be this, I've lost my kids. This is a reality. I'm going to do what I have to do right by them now because I've fucked it up to this point.
The problem is, though, she's probably been through her own trauma as a child and through adulthood and things like that. She lacks self-awareness. I really have doubts that that's going to happen. And so moving forward, we only offer support to the girls. Yep. Because that's what's important in all this.
I don't know, Craig Bagoon. I really don't know the details, but what I do know is that a parenting plan, a safety plan would absolutely be put in place. Lori, it's similar to what CPS does when they first come around. You know how they give you like the checklist to do. I would imagine that it's that way. She's going to have to do some things in order to prove that she is fit. And I think that we just saw what happens with another creator that is my topic of conversations, right? It's got to be done, and it's got to be done efficiently.
I will tell you, as a foster parent in Indiana, when I had my foster kids, once a month they would check in with me. They gave the parents a safety plan. They had to attend certain classes. They had to attend like meetings. They had to pass drug tests at certain times. Anytime that they had visitation, it had to be at a neutral meeting ground. I mean, they had to follow it to a T. And
Marcus, let me ask you this.
did it.
Did they have supervised visitation at first? Because I fostered in New York as well, but it was, I don't know Indiana law. Did they have to have supervision first?
They always had supervision.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
So
that's
I
the
got
thing.
them in March of 2020, and in May I moved their dad in, which is my cousin, because the mom and the kids tested positive for meth. So dad could only be there when I was there, so that was his supervised. Mom had to meet at the DCS office with the DCS workers to see the kids. So
That's
this
what I
day
figured,
she
but I
still has
wasn't
to have
sure.
supervised because she still can't pass. So
Right. I figured that because it was the same on my end. I wasn't sure if it was,
yeah, but dad had to be clean for Mary Jane as well before he could even get the kids. So Indiana is going to be particular about that as well because it is illegal in Indiana.
Right.
So just
kinship, but it's the same programs that kind of do that. Your what's the overseen? The oversight is by like a foster care system.
As a third cousin, the kinship it's not the same as like a parent, a sibling. It is different. So as a third cousin, I went as a stranger almost.
I think that I'm just glad that things worked out, I think that everybody could take a little bit of a sigh of relief today because we know that for today the girls are safe, right?
Okay, well, one of you got me a puzzle piece. What happened? Did somebody say something they weren't supposed to?
Huh?
Are you talking about what I posted?
I don't know. It had me slide a little puzzle piece into the screen.
Oh, no, it's because you've been live an hour and a half.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay, well, I didn't mean to do that. I just came on to fill everybody in, and we got a little carried away.
Guys, I know all of you are wanting to help Andy, but in the same sense, he's going to have tons of resources. He's going to get the benefits that are eligible for the girls. Right now, let's let him do what he's got to do through the state because anything extra can harm those benefits too.
Yes, absolutely. And TikTok income is one of those.
Psycho, I've been spamming the chat.
So I would imagine that everything is fine on her end. Just a little update.
She is not.
She sure is. 3 minutes ago.
This is why, bitch. This is why.
You see what I wrote? I'm going to post that in Andy's live when he starts or if he starts tonight.
Yeah, he's going live tonight. I didn't hear what you just said. I'm so pissed off right now, Lori. I could just slap the shit out of her.
All right, look at the screen.
Okay.
I'm going to post it again.
You need to respect boundaries. No questions for Andy Riccardi. Yes, please. Post that as many times as you want. We need to not ask him questions. It frustrates him, and he doesn't want to be rude. You know how he is about wanting to address every single person in the chat, and sometimes I know he loves doing that, and y'all love it. Sometimes it's frustrating because he'll be 30 comments behind, and it just gets a little wild. I try to remove those comments before he can see them, but please be respectful of the girls' privacy, and that Andy needs to not be airing everything online because if they were watching him before, now they're going to be watching him under a microscope.
And she will be too.
And I'm also going to keep repeating it like I did here. And then that way we can just keep the chat rolling and you can be deleting while I'm putting that.
Christy, can you guys put a sticker up when he's on?
Yeah, we can do that too. I didn't think about that. But a lot of the times people don't pay attention to that because if they're persistent in wanting their question answered, I think they think if they ask it enough, somebody will just answer it.
Right.
Well, that's why I figure you can delete while I'm slapping that.
That's what we'll do, Chrissy. He definitely doesn't want to ignore, but he also can't. I mean, if we were on him before about what he could and couldn't say, we're definitely going to be on him about what he's saying publicly because it does, now that he has them in his care, he's going to be watched like she was.
And I hope that you pick up the phone and talk to him before he goes live and just kind of say to him, Andy. We got to be careful.
Yep.
Psychobunny, Mickey Mouse fan is in here recording. Can she repost?
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna hop down because I just wanted to come in. I know Psychobunny was
Thank you, Villain, for
Thank you.
Emotional.
letting me know.
I
Thank you,
hope
Bill, and I
everybody
love
has
you.
a good day. Love you, and I will see you soon.
I love this group of, I love this community and this group of really strong women and men that support each other in a time.
I was going to say, is she going to do it again?
No, I do that with her. Did you like that, Ryan?
I'm not going to cry no more. I'm not going to cry no more.
Yeah, if we're crying, guys, we're crying happy tears because those girls don't have to go to a place not they're unfamiliar with. And that was my biggest fear. And so now we all can just breathe a big sigh of relief and we can all say the girls won and Lori's dancing. And that speaks volumes, people.
And I want to say, I mean, he's not in here, but Andy being non-biological and being granted this opportunity speaks a lot of volumes about the parenting he has done.
Absolutely.
So
that's what I told him today, Snarkers. I said, it has all been for this, all the hard shit you went through, all the stress, the tears, the sweat, the all of it, that was for this right here. So that you could feel like this right here and have your girls at home with you. And he was like, I know, man, it's been rough. And I know just hearing his voice and that sigh of relief,
Gizzy.
Hearing that sigh of relief in his voice and just coming at me like, what are you emotional for? I'm like, well, I didn't know how the shit was going. And I feel like a cat on a hot tin roof over here.
Yeah, we all would have been crying if he'd have called us and told us. I mean, we're still crying happy tears for him today.
Due to what Ryan has put into this,
Thank you, Ryan.
I sent her a call immediatally.
Kristen, stop it.
I couldn't even speak to Ryan. I was just hoping she knew me well enough to read. She's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "He's got him." And so that's just. I'm so grateful for you, Ryan. You were maybe silent, but you were the biggest movement in this in the background.
And also, Psychobunny, I'm going to kind of speak in code because you'll know the screenshots we were exchanging.
Mm-hmm.
I forwarded those over just to give a heads up that might be something coming out.
Thank you. But yes, and Snarkers, just as much. You have done so much, and I'm so grateful that what you
For
two
those
have
asking for a recap, sorry, I see a bunch of people asking for a recap. Lori had her neglect case today. Andy was asked last night by DCFS to attend. He did not have to attend, but he was granted temporary custody and guardianship, either or. I don't know how it works in that state. I'm in PA. But for today, the girls won for today. This is a good thing. Please be respectful. These girls have asked repeatedly for years to please be left out of this stuff online. And it's going to be a transition, especially for one of the children. And I think that we all need to remember to be respectful, to respect boundaries. And we don't know any details as far as what she is or isn't going to happen to her. We don't know. All we know is for today, the girls have a chance to get what they deserve.
And the benefits will roll over to Andy, and Andy said himself that it is going to be done where he cannot be removed from paperwork.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, there is only one judge for family law there, just to answer that question. It would have been the same judge.
Oh, yeah, and I missed that one. Yes, thank you, Snarkers.
You mean the judge she knows?
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
Yep.
shit. You must be mad at her. Anyhow, so thank you so much for everybody, his community, Ryan, Snarkers, Chris, all the behind the scenes little circle, and all the people who just go into his chat and just give him kind words and words of encouragement. Thank you.
And also to the YouTube people that we haven't contacted and say anything, you were a big factor in this. There's a lot of your videos that we were sending and clipping and putting together, especially Mickey Mouse fan and Nikki and Sophie. I thank you all.
Yes, and we will stand behind you guys and fully support and defend you guys no matter what is said, false accusations. You guys have no idea. The only thing that these people do, Kai and that Mickey Mouse fan, look, I could name a ton of them. They've been around, they're OGs. The only thing they do is repost what these people say and do, and some add commentary. That's it. There's no editing other than clipping whatever, but there's no AI, there's no Photoshop.
We all know Mickey Mouse. We all know that those people that we frequent YouTube are legit. Lori's the one throwing out the
Right. Yep.
But we all know that the people who behind the scenes or that have been in this since the beginning of this are legit. And all his chat, his people, everybody. I'm so grateful to everybody. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do with myself.
Someone asked if the judge seen the videos. We don't know if the judge seen them. We know that the DCS people seen them.
They did see Andy going through his evidence.
Yeah, and I had to testify that my videos were not edited or cropped.
Yes. And they did see Andy going through his evidence, and Andy was like, "Well, you two have quite the rap sheet, don't you?" They did. Andy did have, but I don't think he had to show any of it. I don't know I don't know details. Let me not speculate. I just know he got those girls and that they are at home with him, and he will get the benefits. Today at 2, they're supposed to bring over the paperwork, which is 30 minutes their time.
Guys, one last recap I'll do real quick. We don't know anything other than this. Lori had her neglect hearing today. Andy was asked last night by DCFS to please attend. He was not required to do so. They asked him to please be there if he could. He went. Andy ended up with the girls. He has temporary guardianship / custody. The girls win. Please do not go in Lori's lives or on her videos. Please do not bash her. Please do not bring her down, harass her, anything. That is not who we are. We do not sit with people that do that. Please be respectful. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. The girls have asked repeatedly to stop being mentioned and shown on live and to be used for gain and as pawns. Please just remember, do unto others as you want done to you. We don't know anything about charges or anything in the future. So that's all we know for now. These cases are kept very much closed, and there's a reason for that. So,
and at the end of the day, we have to respect that she is still their mother.
Yes, right.
And most importantly, we do not harp on Andy for details. He's got enough on his plate. We can bother Psycobunny, though.
I dislike Lori, and I want her to grow too, but I still dislike her as a person because she's the reason the girls are in the situation that they're in because of her actions. I don't even know who that was, but somebody on there was like, "I don't dislike Lori." I'm like, "Well, I do," because I think that what she's done to put them in this situation is just ridiculous. But that may be the little girl in me mad at her as well.
I agree.
As a mom, I'm completely appalled that you do not step up because, again, I'm a woman who steps up for children that I didn't birth. So I don't understand your mindset over there of them being pawns. Or I would never look at my kid thinking that he could advance me or take me anywhere in life because it's supposed to be the opposite. We set them up for success, not the other way around.
And for the people asking about the dogs, they're a separate incident. We're working one incident at a time.
Yeah. And there's a process. I said that a little bit ago. There's a process with DCFS. There's a process with animal control. There's a process. And we've learned a lot being here for the last 5 years. Learned a lot of we learned the hard way with a lot of things. And, we have tried to do things different. And if people want to listen and whatever, but there's a process. And what we think is acceptable or not acceptable is not considered law. Or what do you know what I mean? Like, it's not considered.
Basically, dogs are property, we all consider our pets fur babies.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, under the law, they are literally a possession.
Property.
Like a
Who said that
coffee.
about Lori's resources not working? That placenta must not have been placenta-ing today.
Right. Drawer 54 is out of commission.
211 has been disconnected temporarily.
Yes.
She's not going to lose her
Yes.
apartment potentially because of this, because she still gets her monthly check. That has no impact. She's not on Section 8 or anything like that.
I beg to differ. I think she's fixing to lose her apartment under the grounds that
she's not paying,
hear
but
me
not
out,
because
hear me
of
out,
this.
folks. I think she's fixing to lose her apartment under the grounds that there's numerous amounts of complaints against her.
Right, but I'm saying now
Shocked face.
removed.
Shocked face. Yep, that's where we're at with that. Lolly, do you know you're up here?
I do. I just wanted, normally I say nothing. I say nothing.
Yep, you're very sorry.
But there needs to be a big thank you to Mr. Bunny. Because had he not shared you and supportive, we wouldn't be here.
I tip my hat to Mr. Bunny too.
He's a
Thank
big
you,
part in
Molly.
this. He's a big part in it that a lot of people don't know.
Wally, he's the gingerbread husband.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Did you see him in here, Molly? He was in here earlier. He's accidentally.
I did.
Yes, Mr. Bunny financed that entire trip for that to happen. He booked my flight. He booked Lolly's flight. He booked the rental car. He booked our Airbnb. He gave us an idiot-proof packet that to get from A to B and everything we needed in between.
He did.
And the biggest shout out to Mr. Bunny, aka the gingerbread husband, is that he tolerates Psychobunny and all of us that come along with her.
We love you.
He knows
We
who
love
I am.
this.
He does. It's funny. It's hilarious that you guys have no idea, but he knows who y'all are.
Yes, you guys, Benny did show up to the hearing yesterday and today.
Can you please make sure you give him?
I'll be proud of that.
Can you please give Mr. Psycho Bunny an extra hug and kiss from all of his newfound sisters
I will.
and brothers? Because
Upstairs
we
in his office
appreciate
right now.
him.
Baby!
All right, guys, I'm going to drop. I'm going to get a shower and go on with my day, but I will talk to everybody later. Thank you so much. You guys
Love you,
don't
Ryan.
ever have to throw me gifts. I appreciate you all. Much love. I followed people back that I wasn't following. Anybody I missed, if you send me a follow request, I'll go through them later. But much love, you guys.
Love you, Ryan.
Love you.
Love you, Ryan.
And the only other thing that I wanted to say was that
I am cute. Lolly and Chrissy. Lolly has something to say to you, but you'll just be in a gingerbread, so don't worry about it being seen. Okay, I got him, Lolly.
I was just I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that without you, none of this would be possible. I mean,
Thank you for saving those girls.
Yes, and being such a supportive behind-the-scenes spouse.
You're welcome, I think.
You got a bunch of new sisters.
His faces he's making, like, what are they doing?
You had to share your wife with all of us, and that means a lot to us too, because we know that takes away time, and we appreciate it because she's put a lot into this to make sure that this was set up for today.
And I think you gained a couple extra nieces.
Okay.
He's very. You guys have him on the spot. He has no idea what to. Thank you.
Thank you.
He has no idea what to. He's just a little shocked. You okay, babe?
I'm good. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all. Thank you. Yes, he made a lot of things possible for me on my crazy shenanigans that I do in life. He's usually really supportive, even if he doesn't understand why. I know in the back of my husband's mind, he was like, she's crazy.
they all thought, my whole family thought I was crazy.
They sure did. They thought I was going to kill Ollie, and my husband was
Well, let me tell you what they did. They said how it happened is he just didn't want her to be alone and yada yada yada, and it happened. And my family was like, okay, why would someone do what they're doing? I'm telling you right now, he's going to be waiting in that Airbnb, and as soon as you walk in, he's going to say, start applying the lotion. And that's exactly what my family thought. I mean, my family thought I was crazy. They did.
Well, I think you're crazy too, but I don't think what we did was crazy. I know that people see it as crazy and, oh, Psycobunny, blah, blah, blah. Guys, listen, I formed some relationships there that I carried home with me. And I'm always going to be in the girls' lives as long as they let me. Andy's too, but I just kind of pushed my way in that, so.
And guys, I want to touch base. People are talking about her SSI. She gets SSI for her own disability. We don't know what that disability is, but the 9-something,
yeah.
That's hers. That has nothing to do with the girls. She applied for the girls, but she has not gotten that yet. She only gets TANF for them.
And I'm that kind of person. It wasn't just for the memories and adventure, but if I tell you that I'm going to do something and I'm going to be there, you can absolutely count on that. I don't care if I hop a state to get there. If I tell you I'm coming, I'm coming.
And just like my family was worried about my dialysis and they had a plan A, a plan B, and there was no doubt that if we would have been stuck there in the snow, Psychobunny would have made sure I had my treatment. She would have.
I think Psychobunny is a warrior that doesn't really see how strong and how needed she is.
And I think in my lifetime, we met because we're both givers to, to people that we shouldn't have. I mean, I gave to Lisa when I shouldn't have, and I knew I shouldn't have, but I did anyway. And
you gave to Lisa? Did I know that?
And whatever.
What?
Yeah, you had to have known that. That's how Psycobunny is the first person in my life that has never asked me for money, that has never expected anything out of me. And I don't know how I knew that from the beginning. I don't.
Thanks, Lolly.
I don't.
My hope and prayer is Laurie gets the help she needs. That's on her. But now the girls are safe, Andy's safe, and now we just let them have their normal life. You have new nieces. Enjoy them.
Aw, I can't wait. I need to talk to Jay. I can't wait to talk to Jay. I've just kind of been, Andy told me I could come on and tell everybody. And I was like, I told him, you need to go make a video, do something because people are on pins and needles. And he was like, are they? And he just started laughing because he's in such a good mood. He's like, what's everybody's problem? He's just nonchalant about it.
And Lolly, I'll always be here.
Where'd you go, Chrissy? You muted yourself.
Sorry. I was saying, Lolly, I'll always be here too for you. We're a team.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's been an easy journey, guys, but today showed why we do this and we stick together. This is what we done all the hard things for. This is what I caught the fight for. This is for the girls to have some peace of mind.
And this is a reminder, if you see something, say something.
I have a
And love your kids. Love your kids extra today.
Love you guys extra big today too. What a good team. That Team Andy's a really good thing. This community, all of it. Like, I'm so glad that I fell into this little hole on TikTok because I wouldn't have found you guys had I not. Super grateful for that. I know Andy's grateful for that. We talk about it.
I'm grateful for you guys too.
He's become quite accustomed to his lives, and if he's not on, something's wrong. He's not feeling well, or he's super stressed. Because he didn't go live those couple of days because he wasn't feeling well, but he was so stressed out. And I think we're going to see a whole new Andy here for a little bit, a lighter Andy, if you will. And I think he needed that.
He deserved that.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see the future going forward. We also got to keep in mind that because of the history and things that everything's gone through, Jay has always been the mother figure. And so it's going to be a transition for those girls to go through this right now. So we got to give them some peace and give them their space to grow.
Absolutely. And just continue to be, do everything that you've done and be what you are. And we'll just keep going through this one step at a time together, fighting for the girls.
We'll be classy but sassy.
You said that about Lori. Listen, the only thing Lori was right about was that today needed to happen. You can't see those kids without authorization now, you idiot. Because you didn't listen to a damn soul who tried to tell you were screwing up. You refused to hear it because you knew best, because you know the judge and all this other delusional shit you created in your head. Now, look what you've done.
And please, people, do not go over to her and say things and be hurtful or disrespectful. We are classy here.
Yeah, because as much as we've helped, we can hurt when we don't even realize that we're hurting.
Well, her own people are fixing to turn on her. So
watch Mickey Mouse's replays if you want to watch yours. I would say just stay out of there because she's going to trigger a lot of us with her words and her actions, I think.
On this app, if I've learned anything, you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know because one person can be 50 profiles. I trust no one. Ask Psycobunny. I don't. I trust no one. And that's probably why I stay on the back end. Is because
be kind, be classy. Yeah. Do not stoop to her level. Do not engage with her. And just do not discuss the girls. It's pretty basic. We're going to get through. Andy's going to get through all of this, but he's going to need his friends, and we're going to support him.
Yeah, and if everybody stays in their lane with boundaries, there's boundaries that have been set everywhere.
And
And
we got to
please
remember,
respect
she's
them.
going to throw accusations and lies about him like crazy, probably for a while.
Absolutely.
If he was guilty of those things, the girls wouldn't be there. So remember that.
And take what she says as a lie, because Andy would not, like you said, have them if there were truth in her things.
Best believe that
stay in
Lori
your
and
own
Billy's
lane.
best card was played at court today. Best believe that whatever they had to say, we dispute this or whatever, they said it. And it obviously didn't hold water, because here we are.
Well, I'm going to jump down because I got way too emotional today. Thank you very much. But I love you
I'm
guys.
sorry. Love you.
I'll see you at 6.
Chrissy, thank
Yep.
you for putting this into getting him this ball rolling, because you're the one that started this whole thing with him filing for the guardianship and getting the ball going. Because I don't think he would have known what his legal rights were, and without your suggestions.
I just wanted the girls to have normality. I want the girls to see a woman that they can look up to. I want the women to be strong, and they can be that. And as long as that's the path we're going on, if he wants to send them here for a week, they can come visit and we'll have a grand old time.
I just hope that everybody respects the fact that Andy is navigating something he's not had before. He's never had complete say over what happens without Lori, so this is a new game for him. So just be patient and
don't sabotage him.
Psycobunny is his best resource right now. And so with that, if he needs anything, she knows who she can call and who she can reach out to. And when we're needed, we'll be told. And other than that, just stay in your own lane.
Drop. I just wanted to come in here and celebrate for a minute with you guys. Please make sure you give him our love and tell him we're very happy for him.
I'm going with you. We're all leaving here because I gotta talk to I haven't even told my husband about the details to this because not details, but any of it because I've been on here telling y'all. So I
had to talk to your sisters first.
I had to tell the girls. I said, Andy, we got to tell them. And he was like, you go do it. And I think he's just kind of embracing the moment right now with his girls. So I'm going to let him do that. I'm going to go talk to my husband, and I'll see you guys tonight at 6.
All right. See you later.
Thank you all.
Bye.